I'm Holly Constant.
And I'm Maddie Hockaday. We really love Parks and Rec, and we really love behind-the-scenes details.
So we're researching everything from DVD extras like deleted scenes and commentaries,
plus interviewing cast and crew who actually worked on the show.
We also bring on guests and friends to geek out about everything parks.
So join us, you tropical fish.
This is literally the best Parks and Rec rewatch podcast.
We're your park pals.
There's a park and some pals, and there's also therapy too.
Okay, well, are you ready to start other than that?
Yes, I am.
Okay, let's just get into it then. Okay, we're here, we're doing it. Season 6, episode 12, Farmer's Market. Such a good episode. This is such a classic, amazing episode. I'm so excited to talk about it.
I think about this every time I go to a farmer's market.
Oh my God. I didn't even think of that when I go to Farmer's Market. It just lives in my brain as Parks and Rec land only, but now I will.
Yeah.
I feel like if anyone has a farmer's market that they go to all the time, they should gift them one of those signs that say all of the vegetable puns that Leslie has. Oh my God, so good.
They're great.
Well, this was written by Joe Mande, who we've seen many times as a writer, but he's also the guy who watches everything on his phone. Like he's watching Iron Man. I can just watch it on my phone. And Leslie tells Balaam to take him out like 8,000 times. So he was a writer on Parks as well. And he also works as the bowling alley employee who sells Anne that bear thing. So by now you should know who he is. But you also know him from Modern Family, Hacks, like a bunch of other things as a writer-actor. So amazing work writing. And then directed by Adam Scott. Isn't that incredible?
Yay! We love that.
So exciting. This is his first time directing ever.
Really?
And yeah, at first I was like, this is just his first time directing Parks, but then I Googled it, and yeah, it looks like this is his directorial debut, and I will say that is not uncommon. Many people get their start on the TV show that they starred in. I think David Schwimmer was doing some stuff before, but like he directed a lot of Friends towards the end, and I think one of his first directing things was with Friends too, and he's really good at it too. I've seen BTS of him and I really enjoy it. But yeah, Nick Offerman also had his first directorial moment with Parks. So like with TV, I think it just gives you a little bit of a time to dip your toe in, especially if you've been a member of the cast for so long and you have a good relationship with everyone. But yeah, so I found an article, just side note, I'll post it. It's on dailyactor.com, and he's quoted as saying, "Over the summer, I asked if they were all booked up with directors and if I could direct one. Again, I didn't want it to be a thing where they felt like they had to. I just really wanted to, and I thought it would be really fun. They were nice enough to let me. Usually when actors direct an episode, you try and get one that you're not in a ton, but the way it worked out, I'm in this one a ton."
Yeah.
And that is true. Both ways. Yeah, a lot of times the director as the actor is not in it a lot so that they don't have to like jump ship like a lot of times, but yeah, this one definitely he's in a lot. And then, so he was asked what it was like directing his castmates, and he said it wasn't that difficult. We're all pitching jokes for each other all the time, so we're very comfortable. And I do remember the first times Amy Poehler and Nick Offerman directed episodes, I thought, oh no, are they going to direct me? Are they going to say something to me? And then I'll immediately think, oh my gosh, have they been thinking or waiting to say this to me for 3 years? And finally, they're going to start telling me to be better, but it wasn't like that at all. I actually love it when one of the other actors directs. What I really liked about getting to do it was going out, looking for locations, all the stuff they do ahead of time. You realize there's a huge amount of work that goes into the show before the spoiled actors arrive on set.
Cute.
Very cute. And yeah, you'll hear, if you haven't listened to the Jay Karras episode, he directed Doppelgangers, and he was talking about that as well, just like how much work he put into before they even get on set. And I thought that we knew that, of course, but to hear it a little bit more detailed was really interesting. So highly recommend listening to that if you haven't yet. And I do have a clip of Adam Scott talking it was technically in the deleted scenes, but this wasn't going to be in the episode. It was just like a cut clip/promo thing. So I'll just play that for you real quick.
Hi, everybody. I'm Adam Scott. I play Ben Wyatt on the show Parks and Recreation. Now, as you can tell by this chair I'm sitting in, I just finished directing my first episode. My experience directing was a positive one. It was a wonderful experience to jump behind the camera and be able to caucus with the actors and really kind of dig in with them. I like to think of the whole picture. I like to think, I think of cameras as truth recorders. Okay, we're just roaming around capturing truthful moments. You have to think about composition. You have to throw everything in there, and the composition of the frame itself has to be truthful.
We need you to introduce the clip.
Sure. Here's a clip of Chris Pratt playing guitar.
That's so funny. Oh my gosh.
It really is. And you could tell, I should have set it up a little better, but the way he's speaking and like his gestures and stuff, you could kind of tell that it's a little bit of a joke and how like pretentious he's sounding and stuff.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it was really funny. And the clip he introduces is Andy playing guitar for the kids, which we'll talk about later. But there was 9,000 bajillion scenes of him, of cut scenes of his songs that he sang at the children's parties.
Oh,
so,
I'm sure.
Crazy. But anyhow, so that's the writer and director, and I'm ready for a summary whenever you are.
Perfect. Okay. Leslie tries to kick a vendor out of her farmer's market. Anne finds a unique outlet for complaining about her current situation, and Andy realizes he may have just found his dream job.
Yay! Oh my gosh, yeah. A lot of good setups here, I feel.
Yeah.
Really, really good.
Yeah.
So we start this episode off with some bureaucratic flirting, is what I'm calling it. Leslie gives a report, and Ben compliments her sexily, and we pan out to see that Ron is there actually, and asking to please move it along.
So funny.
And I love this. I know, it is so funny. I can't believe Ron's even there. Why are you?
I know. But the fact that we also don't know until a couple moments in is also my favorite.
Yeah, it's really funny. Again, Leslie has this talking head where she explains they're a power couple now with her at City Hall, him as city manager, but they're married, so it's kosher. And I think it's really interesting, too, because we kind of talked about this, which I feel like we've been doing a lot of that, where we like talk about stuff, but we haven't seen it. And this is really nice to be able to, like just in the last episode, for example, like we talked about how Leslie might not be like a fit anymore at city manager and how she's like ready to move on with the whole Jen Barkley thing. But we didn't really see it until last episode when everyone's already kind of like doing their thing and she doesn't really like need it anymore in a good way.
Yeah.
So now it's nice to see them be a power couple at City Hall and actually visualize it because now we were just talking about it. And to see Ben as city manager. We haven't seen him in action yet, apart from the pranks that April pulls and Andy and Donna. But anyhow, so yeah, such a fun chemistry. We haven't really seen them be super flirty in a business sense in a while. I love that they do their little speech and they say that they practice that together, naked in bed.
Yeah.
So good.
So cute. Yeah. That nobody's like, they're neither of them are embarrassed to like say that.
Right, exactly. Now that it's kosher, they don't have to hide it at all. They are definitely like, being very out there with it, which is great.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so Ben almost stamps the paper, but then he wants to admire it more. He like goes to stamp it, but then he doesn't, and they want to get a group hug going. And Ron almost / maybe actually does break Ben's wrist by making him stamp it. That was really aggressive.
It was aggressive. Yeah. I can also understand though, being in Ron's situation where I'm like, you guys could do this on your own time. Like, I don't need to be here for this.
Oh my God. And I feel like if it was any other city manager, Ron would be reprimanded immediately.
Right. So true.
But they've all built this relationship now. We're 6 seasons in. So yeah. Okay, so now Chris and Anne are going through Anne's pregnancy. Chris is being his normal, like, perfect problem-solving self, and Anne is just, like, super uncomfortable, and he's driving her crazy. And I was wondering if you related to this at all. Not maybe just with the Chris part, but just, like, the feeling uncomfortable and hating everything.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like in regards to, like, other people's pregnancies, I feel like I was very lucky for a lot of, like, the stuff I had to go through, but definitely, like, when you're at her point where you're like towards the end, you're like, don't touch me. I have to sit in a certain way. My legs are falling asleep or I'm getting Charlie horse all the time. Like, yeah, you just have all these things that are happening to your body and you don't have the payout yet because you're not like holding the baby, right? So it's like very annoying. I totally, totally get her. I was lucky that I don't like Ivan's thing was like, that really sucks. Do you need anything? So it wasn't like, this is how I'm gonna fix it. But
Yeah.
watching Chris in this episode, I'm like, bro, your heart is in such the right place, but this is not the vibe.
But also, shut up.
Yeah. Shut up. Yeah. Yeah. It's a lot. Because that's the thing too, is like, I feel like not just pregnant women, like if we're overwhelmed, we're overstimulated, like personally, I just have to like get it out. Like I need to say, well, I have to do this, I have to do this, I have to do this. I'm really annoyed by this, I'm annoyed by this. I don't need you to do anything about it. I just need to get it out of my head, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So, and he's now adding more stuff into her head. And it's like,
Yeah. That's so true. Yeah, and I think that's classic for any relationship, whether you're pregnant or not.
mhm,
You know, if someone complains to you, like of course you can offer to solve it every now and again, but you know, a lot of times you just need someone to commiserate with.
mhm. Yeah. And I think it's like, we've probably mentioned this on the podcast before, but there's a point like you and I would be like, okay, do you need me to listen to this vent? Or am
Mm-hmm.
I here to provide feedback?
Like feedback.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
suggestions. And I think that it's not a bad thing to do in any relationship, because how are you ever you can never fully read someone's mind,
Yeah.
right? So it's okay to do a check-in. And
Yeah.
needed him to shut the hell
100%.
up.
Yes. Seriously.
So
Oh my God.
uh,
Okay, moving on. So, oh yeah, well, not really moving on. I just had a note that the positivity would make me crazy too. Like
mhm.
someone saying everything is perfect the day when everything is not perfect for you, which makes
Yeah.
you feel terrible. It's just not a
Yeah.
good thing.
Yeah, you gotta validate the complaining. Like it's okay that not everything's okay,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
It can't always be.
Okay, so now we're at the farmer's market. I really like that there's steel drums playing in the background. It's like so random and weird, but
It's
somehow it fits.
it's like you know that this is gonna be punny because they don't actually know how to have a farmer's market.
Yes.
So it's like they don't
So
even know
real.
everything that's supposed to be there.
Yes, 100%. I will say, though, everything is set up so beautifully. This
hmm
farmer's market is so perfect, so Leslie, and especially for Pawnee, like we're talking about, and also super cool to see her achievements
Mm,
as a city council member, because I feel like we haven't seen a ton of things. Like we said, we talked about a lot of it, which is important, especially because you can't show everything she did, because
yeah.
obviously. But I feel like the only thing we've really seen is maybe like we talked about the dog park, and we kind of sort of saw that scouting location and obviously the pit and whatever. But and the swimming pool hours. But I
hmm
feel like this is a really nice like solidification of like all the things that she's accomplished that are really good for Pawnee.
Yeah. And I love that it's something that we haven't seen yet. It's like a
Mm-hmm.
reminder that there was stuff happening that wasn't on the show, and that's really cool.
Yeah, really important.
Yeah.
Totally. I loved it. The people don't know what broccoli and cabbage are.
Oh
They
my
think it's
gosh.
trees.
It's one of my favorite
Can you
lines.
eat this?
Aw, this one's dead.
Yes.
Gets
Oh my
me.
God. And it's so funny because obviously this is not on purpose. It's just like well, maybe it is, but I don't think so because whatever. But I just think it's funny that that's kind of the vegetable people go to when you're new to vegetables. Like it reminded me
Mm.
of Kevin of like, this is a
Yes.
new food for me.
And they're force feeding him broccoli. Oh gosh.
Oh my God.
That's
Yes.
true though. That
So
was the
funny.
first vegetable that I was like, Killy might eat this.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's funny.
So funny. So the lady who is in this couple that doesn't know what broccoli slash cauliflower are, I think I said cabbage, but I meant cauliflower. And she's played by the actress Kristen Hensley. Her character name, these character names are really funny because they're just kind of like a mix match of names. Like they already had the names and then they just mixed them up for the next character.
hmm
Her character name is Karen Lurpus Gretzky. So somehow she's related to Wayne Gretzky and
Okay.
the Lurpuses.
And the Lurpuses. What
of
a
the
heritage.
Pawnee, right? Of the Pawnee Lurpus family. Anyway, Kristen, as the actress herself, is a writer and creator of the popular web series I Mom So Hard, which I think is a really funny name, and we should definitely check that out. She takes it on tour sometimes too. There's a bunch of pictures of her online at the tours. It looks super cool. But she's also been in some of our fave shows, Brooklyn Nine-Nine, including one of them. And she was also in the Wizards of Waverly Place remake. Did you know that they were doing a remake?
I did. I think they might be 2 seasons in now. Like
Really?
yeah,
I
like
didn't even know that.
yeah, Selena Gomez has been on, I think, as like the aunt, the fun aunt.
Right.
But yeah, I haven't watched any of it.
Yeah, I didn't know they were that far in. Wow, okay.
Yeah. I could be wrong, but that's like I'm like
Well,
I feel like we've been seeing things about this for a long time. So
same. Well, anyhow,
good for her.
yeah, she was in that and so many cool things. And the man in the couple is played by actor Tony Forcemark, I think is how you pronounce it. And his character name, oh my God, is Jacquizz, Jacquizz as the first name, upon hyphenate Gretzky hyphenate Lurpus. So it was like she's Lurpus Gretzky and he's Gretzky Lurpus. So I thought that was so funny because they like I said, they're just fucking around at this point. But if you really wanted to get deep with it, number one, Lurpus is still a part of it. So did they marry into the family? I don't know. Is that how far out the Lurpuses go? Are they distant cousins? I don't know. But I just think that that's really funny to me.
It also sounds like his first and middle name are like
Jack is upon, yeah.
Yeah.
Jack is upon Gretzky Lurpus. Or one of them could be Gretzky, one of them could be Lurpus, and they hyphenated each other's last names so that they were like, you know, equal feminism, all that.
Yeah. That's where my brain went initially.
Yeah. So many options here, but
We may never know.
We may never know. But anyhow, as the actor, Tony is known for Young and the Restless, the movie Vice, American Horror Story, and so much more. I could not find any information on him whatsoever that I usually find. Not social media, not emails, nothing. So if you know him, let me know. If not, well done.
Yeah. Good job.
Okay, so then we meet Connie, sweet Connie from Connies Cabbage, who is so precious. We love.
She does a great job. The part where, you know what I'm going to say.
Yeah.
When she starts unbuttoning her blouse and Amy Poehler goes, Connie, no, put those away.
Put those away.
It's my favorite.
Oh my God. Yeah. I was like, oh no, cringe, gross.
Yeah.
Not gross because you're old, but just like cringe. Like we shouldn't
do that. You don't need to do that to sell cabbage.
Oh my gosh. Sweet Connie is played by the actress Judith Drake, and she's been in so many things, like amazing, journeyman actor here. And sadly, rest in peace, she died in 2022.
Oh, bummer.
Our cabbage queen. But yeah, she lives on. I mean, my God, she was in Grace and Frankie, Young Sheldon, Shameless, How I Met Your Mother, like so many great things. So rest in peace, Cabbage Connie Queen.
We will have a cabbage for you.
Yes, I actually told my mom, I know we're going on a tangent, a tiny note, but I really wanted to have either some sort of like, it's so funny that this episode came up because I really want to have some sort of green for our Christmas dinner. We usually don't do that. Sometimes we do, but we'll just have it for regular dinners, not for like a holiday dinner. But I was telling my mom, I was like, I'd love to do like a kale, collard greens, maybe cabbage moment. I love a collard green. I love a cabbage, like a boiled cabbage, a very Southern lady thing to say, but so I'm like, Connie, I'll buy your cabbage.
Yeah. For my Christmas dinner.
Yes. So then we hear this like EDM dance music out of nowhere and we see Chard Bodies. Get a chard on.
Chard Bodies.
Oh my God. Good as far as the writing goes. Just like this episode, I don't know. I would love to know whether Joe Mandy came up with all of these because he was the writer of the episode. But you know, this writer room in particular is fucking fantastic and so smart and collaborative. So like, I don't know who came up with what, but the Chard Bodies and all of the puns that she made in her like policies or whatever, her quote unquote policies, it's just so good.
Yeah, so well done. That's the most heinous to me though.
Chard
Chard
Bodies
on.
get a chard on.
Yeah.
We see these sexy dancers. We see the sexy bikini models are all dressed in green. Also, like, I guess I just wonder how much are you making with this like sexy chard, because you must be paying these models something.
That's for real. I wondered about that as well. Like,
So
what is
I don't know.
on? Maybe it could be like you get free chard.
Yeah, exactly.
I
Or
don't
maybe it's
know.
just like a flat rate for every Sunday or something. I don't fucking know, but
Yeah.
it's so good.
It's crazy.
Oh my God. And then this girl and this guy get on the mic and start raving about chard. Like, chard is so bitter.
Oh, why?
Oh my God. It's so funny. So this girl and the guy here, the guy is played by Christopher Wolf. His character name is actually Tyler with 2 Y's, which I think is fantastic. Just like Tinifer with 2 Y's.
That's so funny because I was about to say he's from Eagleton.
Yes, 100%. They have to be, right? Yeah. Oh my God. He is an actor, producer, and definitely known for his body, because a lot of his pictures are just like ab pictures. And I'm like, okay, listen, if you work that hard for your abs, you should show them off. I
No
highly
shame.
recommend that.
Yeah.
But he's been in Brooklyn Nine-Nine, Modern Family, Mr. Mayor, a bunch of stuff. Like, I think he played like a soldier or cop or something where he had to like really show that he was fit. So that makes a lot of sense. And then the gal that says the bitter line is named Jamie Van Dyke, and her character name is so funny to me. It's just Allison, and I'm like, out of all of these weird ass fucking names, Allison
With
is
no
what you
last
guys
name.
gave her, and it's just spelled normally, Alison.
Okay. All right.
No 2 N's, 2 I's. Oh my God. It just made me laugh seeing like all the other outrageous names. that
She's
they
not
give to
from
Pawnee
Pawnee.
people.
She's
I don't know.
She's an implant from somewhere else.
Somewhere.
Yeah. To have a
Oh
name
my
like that.
God.
That's
Yeah,
so
and I
funny.
was thinking too, like, I don't know, maybe these like hot people are just so like normal and like compared to like the Pawnee weirdos. I
Yeah.
don't know. Which I consider myself a Pawnee weirdo. That's not a jab at Pawnee.
No, it's not.
But she's been in Angie Tribeca, which is fun, with
Mm-hmm.
Rashida. She was in something called Modern Romance. I think she's also a musician, maybe, because she, on Instagram, I tried to follow her, and I think she has like a musician or band or something, but I
that's
couldn't
cool.
find a ton more info on it, so, because there wasn't that many posts. So if you know either Jamie Van Dyke, let me know. And I was going to say if you know the guy, but I actually have been emailing with him, and I don't
cool.
think he was able to get the voice memos in on time, but hopefully with the next one he can send it to me. I would, because I was just like so fascinated to hear what the fuck was that audition. Like, you know what I mean?
For real.
For both
my
of these
gosh.
people. Like, did they have to take their shirt off, or did they just send in pictures? Did they just have to like do a weird line reading of that line that they had? I don't know. So I'm very intrigued. I'm also intrigued about like, did they have a rehearsal? I wanted to talk to the dancers, but I couldn't find a bunch of information, because I did talk to / find a lot of Jones Gotcha dancers, remember? I don't know if
Yes,
you remember.
I do
did
remember
find
that.
a lot of those people. And I thought that was so fascinating to talk to them about their day on set. So I
Yeah.
wonder if it's like, I don't think I was going to say they should have just called the same fucking dancers back. To,
Yeah,
you know what I
right?
mean? But I don't think they did. So regardless, it's a great moment in this episode. So
Yeah. I think that's a phenomenal question. I'm so glad that you're going to ask it, because I would also love to know what the hell was that? Like,
yeah, because normally it's like, okay, I ask this of everyone and we're going to get like pretty similar answers as far as like, you know, the casting director met with me, blah, blah, blah. But this one, it's like, I don't know, it's just very specific. So very intriguing.
very.
Okay, so Leslie says that the Chard people are violating the rules of conduct, which is what we're talking about. And Ben points out that she made them. These puns are fantastic in this episode. Like I said, I am obsessed, and I'm just going to read them to you because we absolutely need them. Please be kind to others is the first one. In case of fire, remain calm.
Love that one.
You won't believe how nice Olive our vendors are.
So many. That's great.
Double whammy.
Double whammy.
I mean, that is gold. It's just gold.
It's great.
So Ben says, though, that he can't do anything until he reads the actual rules of conduct. So we're going to see where that goes. And then the Connie thing happened of like, oh no, Connie, don't show your boobs. Don't do that.
Button that shirt back up. Button that shirt back up. Oh,
before
boy.
we move on from the farmer's market, though, I did want to do a quick shout out to the Chard leader, if you will, the farmer guy.
Yes.
His name is Owen Burke. He's been in 900 bajillion things, but he's a super well-known improviser, kind of in the comedy group. I believe he's based in New York, according to his Instagram anyway. He has a ton of improv shows going on with like all of our favorite comedy people. He just recently did a show with Paul Scheer, Jason Mantzoukas, Rob Hubel, like a bunch of people. Wow. And like he continues to do them, and I'm not really sure if that's like, I think in New York you can just have like fun improv shows all over the place kind of vibes with like your fave people. So I think that's what's happening. And then according to IMDb, he's also the executive of the production company Gary Sanchez Productions, which is the Will Ferrell production company, who is also executive with so it's Will Ferrell, this guy, Owen Burke, evidently, and Chris Hensey, who's a writer-producer, who, you know, is under that production company. But I was like, what? And there is an email for that production company. And of course, you know, I emailed it, but I got a bounce back. So I wonder if that's just like, maybe it used to be valid, or maybe they just, you know, that's a detour, not a detour. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
A false email to throw people off.
Yes.
Decoy?
Is
that the word I'm looking for?
Decoy might be it. I was going to say a mess around, but that's not right.
Yeah.
Work around. I don't know.
Another, what is it? Cece and whatever? Mess around.
Cece and Winston mess around.
Winston, yeah.
Yeah. Love it.
But he's also a producer for other shows as well as an actor. It looks like he's a producer on a lot of stuff. He was an executive producer on Drunk History. Love that show.
Love Drunk History.
He also acted / produced Murderville, which is Will Arnett's show on Netflix. They have a Santa one as well, with all the people that they do the podcast with, Smartless, like a ton of things. And obviously he was very super funny in this one as well. So I wanted to like ask if, I'm guessing he knows people in this episode. So I was just wondering if like whose side was it on? Did they say, oh, we have this role that would be so cool if you want to pop by set one day? Or if it would be like, you know, the other way around, him being like, oh my God, I love the show. Can I please be on it? Kind of vibe, which has definitely happened. So,
oh yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. I've definitely, when I saw him, I was like, I've seen him in something, but like I couldn't place him. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyhow, so, okay, we'll see him a little bit later, but now we are heading to City Hall where Andy is playing guitar and singing with April, and Craig didn't know. So Craig, like,
with all his energy.
Yes, hires him to play at his nephew's party because the clown that he had hired canceled. And oh dear, bad at math, Andy. Though 150 split that 4 ways, $600. Did you graduate high school, Andy?
Yeah. If he did, he had a lot of help.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Well, and he's like $75,000.
Right. Exactly.
It's like, oh, buddy.
I love seeing April be the manager of Andy. I mean, we already saw that kind of, but now we're going to see it even more, especially once we get to this other mom asking him to play. So I think that's really fun to see. And she just like I think half of the fun of it is to just like fuck around and be mean to people and be like, no, we're playing for this much. But the other half I really do believe is a genuine like Andy deserves money / to be paid for his talent.
Well, and I think we're still in that phase of like, well, he did something successful just now, right? He was, you know, he went to London and helped with the charity, but there, you know, there's a point in time where he was really like, I want to be a cop, and then he wasn't successful at that. So I think she sees something he loves to do and is like, I'm going to get him in there to do something he loves, like keep him going. So
yeah. Well, and also like, speaking of that, I thought it was really interesting that we don't even talk about like, oh, my London thing is done.
Yeah, now what?
Like, what came of that? I mean, and it's well done because, to be honest with you, before, like, I wouldn't have, I barely even registered it, even as I analyze it. I'm just like, oh, he's back, okay, whatever. Yeah. But because I'm analytical now of the show, I'm like, where did that go? What happened?
Yeah, I would have loved to like close out the London chapter a little bit, but we remember that Ben was let go from his Sweetums. So maybe that means they let Andy go too.
They did. They totally did. That was something that was in a deleted scene.
Oh, great. Okay.
From like 2 episodes ago, or maybe last episode. I can't remember which one. They totally did. So that's why he was able to do the London thing. But I still wonder, like, it's not as if Ben was like canceling anything with the London thing. Obviously, well, I was gonna say obviously we knew it was temporary because it was in London, but we didn't necessarily know that for sure.
Right. Well, and we didn't know if his time with the charity was going to be temporary.
Because I guess technically the Prince Fancy Face, Lord Fancy Face, as they call him,
Yeah.
I feel definitely said like we want help getting it started, like getting it off the ground.
Yeah.
But it was never like this. It's going to be this much work or this many weeks or whatever it is. So
Yeah.
that's okay.
Yeah.
It's fine. Also, I'm pretty positive when I was in London, I'm pretty positive I saw across from, and this would make sense. This is what I made up in my head. Okay. So I was at Buckingham Palace doing the reenactment of Leslie in front of Buckingham. If you follow our Instagram, you will see it. But across from that, like down they call it, the mall, like we have in DC, the National Mall or whatever. But anyway, the Buckingham Palace Mall, across from that kind of, across the park is this other huge building that I'm pretty positive looks so much like where they were flying the airplanes. Because it was like dusty, gravelly in the front. And I was like, this would make sense because, like I said, in my head, I made up this story that they all met at Buckingham. Leslie's going to go do her thing, like pretty close by, I'm sure, to some governmental women in government thing. Ben is going to go across the street with Andy to do their thing. So I'm like, oh, that would make sense to me. So that's what I made up in my head, and it's true.
Agree. I support you.
It must be true.
Yeah, I support you. It makes a lot of sense. Like, I've only been to London once, and I was not outdoors for very much of it, and so I can't speak to 100%. But like, I feel like that general area is where you see a lot of those kind of buildings.
Yes, totally. Like
And
the
so,
governmental
yeah,
vibes,
when like the huge has a courtyard in the middle of it, like vibes.
Yes.
So it makes sense. I'm here to support that.
I should have looked up. I feel like I did at one point, but I should have written it down what exactly, or I could look it up on Google Maps right fucking now. But I should have figured out what exactly that building was. But I'm pretty positive that's what happened. So I guess long story long, he ended that somehow, and everything's great.
And it's fine. Yeah, we're not going to worry about it. I was wondering though, now that you say we're talking about a location, the farmer's market is indoors, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Looks like it.
Okay.
Yeah. Nashville has an indoor farmer's market.
Okay.
They have you seen or is that why you're asking? Like, you haven't seen a bunch that were indoors?
Yeah, just, which is dumb because genuinely, like during the summer, all of ours should be indoors.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's true too because it's so hot.
Yeah.
Well, Nashville has like an indoor and outdoor version.
Cool.
Like the outdoor version is where and to be honest, they have some open during the wintertime, which they should not be open during the wintertime. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But that actually is where a lot of the vegetables are. They do have some heaters and stuff, but inside most of it is like local restaurants and stuff and like farm to table type vibes.
Oh, cool.
But yes, you're right. I think it's indoor.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
So now we're at Whine and Cheese Club. I love this club so much. I want to start one. I love it so much. I need it.
Can we just have it over FaceTime?
Yeah, all the time.
I have cubed cheese and
this
wine.
is basically what we do on
but with our voice memos. I know.
But in person would be fun.
Yeah. Or yeah, we need to start having at least one where you're like, we're interacting because all the listeners out there, sometimes I have some like mad tea to share with Holly. And I'm like, I literally sit in anticipation to hear your responses. Yes. And I'm like, how much more amazing would this be if I could watch her face as I'm telling her? Because I know you have such facial reactions to things.
Yes.
So yeah, I'm here for this.
I do.
This is so healthy too.
It is. It is. I know it starts as Ron being like not wanting to be a boss,
Do his job.
essentially.
Yeah.
But right. But honestly, it's great. Even for him, I think it's great because it has meats and Willie Nelson, which is his fave thing. So it's totally great.
Exactly.
But Anne comes in and is wondering like what the F is going on. I love that Tom is immediately judging, like, let's take a brief recess. Like, Anne, what the F do you even want? Can we help
Right.
you?
You will not ruin
And
this
that's
for
when-
me.
Right, exactly. And that's when we learn, obviously, that they get together, for those of you who don't remember, and complain about what annoys them at work. And since HR basically made Ron be present, he's just eating and listening to music while everyone else complains. And that essentially counts as like discussing workplace disputes.
Because they did not say he had to listen to them.
Exactly. They did not
He just
specify
had to be
that.
present.
Or solve anything. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that Kyle and Jerry still have their rivalry. I love that Jerry's still talking about this. It's freaking hilarious to me.
It's so good. It's good continuity.
Yes. And then we see that Donna cedes her time to Anne so that Anne can try this because Anne wants to whine and complain. Honestly, Rashida, this is a great episode for Rashida. She does a fantastic job at complaining and venting. I really love this. And also, side note, the things that this is so stupid because obviously everything is valid, but the thing that she's saying that she wants, like all the mashed potatoes and all these like other things, like jelly beans, she can actually eat that. But like maybe Chris doesn't want her to or something.
I don't know. That's a good question. Sometimes it's just like your craving lasts for 5 minutes. So if you don't get it within those 5 minutes, it's not worth it anymore.
That's fair. Yeah.
But I don't know. Chris could be. That's where I would lose my shit. Is like, you're not the one carrying the baby. You can shut up about what I'm eating. As long as it's not what the doctor told me not to eat. Right? Like.
Did you do that? Were you really strict with like deli meats and stuff?
Yeah, I didn't do deli meats. I did tell the doctor I was probably maybe 6 or 7 months pregnant. I was like, listen, I am craving a sandwich so bad, like a Subway sandwich. And they said, well, if you have them toast it twice, you can eat it. Like you shouldn't be eating it every day, but like, occasionally. And I only had one once, but I was like, oh, thank God, I at least like got to quelch it. Because of course, like all I wanted to eat for a long time was like charcuterie boards.
Yeah, it's a great snack.
It is. It's like you can't eat the meats. And
yeah, we've
like,
discussed
bummer.
this too, where I fucking love sandwiches. They're like my favorite food, I feel.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and I thought about that because I think it was like a year ago or a couple years ago with the listeria breakouts or whatever the fuck. And so I was really trying, and I make chicken breast all the time. It's just like a food prep situation. I just like put a bunch of cooked chicken breast in the fridge and take it out when I want. And like I was really trying hard to make sandwiches out of that instead, but it's not the same.
Different. Yeah. It's different. Otherwise I would have gone to Subway and gotten their like chicken and melted cheese sandwich. It's not the same.
That's true. No, you're right. Which is crazy because thinking of all the things you can't eat for a pregnant lady, I'm always like, should anyone be eating it then if a pregnant lady can't eat it?
It's so true.
Like, I understand that it's not quite the same because obviously like the baby's developing and like some of our stuff's already developed, but I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Anyhow.
I'm lucky I don't like sushi because like that would have been probably pretty hard.
Yeah.
But
luckily, I mean, I love sushi, but it's not something that I eat on the daily.
Yeah.
But like sandwiches?
Yeah.
I'd have to figure out something.
Yeah. That would be really rough for you.
What was like do you remember your craziest craving?
Yeah, I didn't have any of those really weird like pickles in the middle of the night or anything.
Yeah.
I never like made Ivan run to the store for me. Like that'll happen in the second one because we could go everywhere together during the first one because we didn't have another kid to watch.
Right, that's true.
But ice cream, I loved ice cream all the time. Like just I always wanted ice cream.
Love that.
Yeah, but that's like pretty much who I am as a person when I'm not pregnant too.
Totally. Exactly. So, it's just like what you want to eat when you're like hungry.
Yeah. This thing that sucked though is if we went out to dinner at like a brewery or something and I could smell the beer.
Bummer.
Yeah.
Big
it smelled
bummer.
So good.
You know what? I had a alcoholic free beer in London because my mom doesn't really drink. She doesn't really like it. But and I wasn't mad about it. So I
Yeah.
mean, it's definitely not better. Okay, don't get it twisted. Obviously, real beer is real beer.
Hmm.
But I had it, and I also I've had gluten-free beer too, and it fucking sucks. But whatever. It's like, you know. But when you have to, you got to do what you got to do sometimes.
Yeah,
So I mean,
that's real.
I wonder if it's like coffee though, where like if it's decaf, it's still some caffeine in it. Is that? I wonder if that's the same for
I
alcohol.
I wonder. I did have one 0% alcohol beer when I was pregnant, just one, because I asked the doctor about, I think I probably told you about that I asked about drinking coffee. Can I do
Yeah.
decaf? And they said, I'd prefer you to have a cup of actual coffee because we don't know
Oh,
what they
really?
do. Yeah, what my doctor said is we don't know what they use to strip the caffeine
Mm.
out of it.
Yeah.
So they said I would rather, obviously, they're not going to say just drink a beer instead, but like
Right.
for the coffee, they were like, I'd rather you do a latte and not every day, but then that way you're getting the calcium from the milk and you're not even getting like a full serving of caffeine. So,
Interesting.
yeah,
Okay.
every
Okay.
doctor I'm sure says something different, but that's what mine told me. So,
Yeah. Yeah. Well, listen, that's fair.
mhm.
Okay. Well, moving on. Let's see. So we are now at Ben and Leslie's house, which I love seeing their house anytime we're there. I don't know why. I just really like the reminder that they're
Yeah,
married and in love, and it's like a good time.
it's a cool like little peek into their lives too because we don't see a lot of anyone in their personal space. Like
A
we see
100%.
Anne in her personal space, but it's so often used for Parks stuff that it
Mm,
doesn't necessarily even feel that intimate anymore. Being in their
right.
house together feels intimate.
That's true. Yes, great point. And I mean, this is like something I just thought of now. It's nice to see their house together not be as intense as Leslie's
Oh gosh,
house, like messy and stuff, to see how far they've come. So I
yes,
really appreciate that.
same.
Well, they're having a Harrison Ford movie night. They agreed to have a firewall, by the way, which we'll kind of get into, where they keep working home separate. And I did not realize that Firewall was a movie that Harrison Ford was in
Me either.
2006. I thought that was a funny little moment. I don't know if they did that on purpose or not, but that's really funny.
Knowing them, probably.
Yeah, honestly.
Yeah, that's so
Um,
cool.
Yeah. And Leslie wants Ben to revoke the Chard people's license. And Ben is like, I can't just do that willy
Yeah.
nilly. Like, there are rules. And Leslie is like, the reason is that it's vegetable porn on the cob. I really love that too, by the way.
That's one of my favorites.
Yes.
Probably because I
And
love
look,
porn.
I do get it. Like Leslie makes a really good point that they are dancing lewdly, essentially in front
Hmm.
of children / in the public,
Yeah.
and so it's really hard to justify them doing that. But I absolutely understand Ben being like, "Hey, can we just like not talk about this at home because I don't really understand how, like our dynamic yet."
Hmm.
And also, he hasn't even had. I think they haven't even talked about the dynamic quite yet. I mean, they talk about the work life separation, but they haven't gotten to that point yet. The point that he's making is like, I don't know yet. Like, I need to look into it
Hmm.
first. And side note, really funny fan theory moment is that people, I did not think of this at all. This is not to my credit, but some people think that, well, some people made references to Severance, which is the show, obviously, that Adam Scott is on, where that's literally the point of the show, to sever your work life and your home
Hmm.
life. However, this is why I don't think it's like as pertinent as the last fan theory connection I made, because I feel like with Severance, you literally don't know
Who you
who is
are.
who
Mm.
and who you are in relation to these people. He's talking about like knowing who they are, but like obviously splitting up their work life. Whereas
Yeah.
like when Adam Scott leaves his Severance job, he wouldn't know Leslie works with him. You know what I
Right.
mean? So that's like why I didn't find it as fascinating, but it's still interesting that that's like
Yeah.
a little bit of a side note.
That is interesting. Yeah. And
So
I appreciate Ben here, not just siding with Leslie. I have so much respect for him being like, I'm doing my job to the best of my ability. Like, and I
mhm.
can't do that right now because I'm not well informed enough. And
Mhm.
he's standing firm. And I understand him being like, I love that we work together. I love that we do the same stuff together, but this is my time with my wife. I just want to sit and watch a movie with you, because that's
Mhm.
special too.
Mhm.
So
I think that's true.
proud of him for standing his ground.
Yeah, and I'm proud of Leslie for being like, yeah, you're right. Okay, that's
Mhm.
fine. We'll
Yeah.
like try to figure it out. But Leslie, in true Leslie fashion, immediately when they get on city property the next morning, she gets into it. But I also thought that it was worth mentioning that as they're driving, they're talking about Crystal Skull, which was the movie
Yep.
that they watched, Indiana Jones. And he's talking about that there's no refrigerator that would withstand the nuclear blast that's in Crystal Skull. And there is this whole deleted scene where he explains this in further detail. And he makes a little bit of a joke. And
That's
it's
awesome.
such a funny moment between Leslie and Ben because it's such a married couple thing, I feel, where they're really just having a conversation about something that each one of them has a completely different understanding of. And Ben is so passionate about it. And Leslie like doesn't quite get it, but like you love your partner. So you want to try to understand it.
Yeah.
And so Leslie's like, wait, what's funny about that? Like, I don't get it. But like, wait, I think I get it. But like, explain it a little bit more. And Ben's like, babe, it's like this. And she's like, oh, okay. I mean, okay, yeah, that's funny. That's a thinker. That's a thinker. And it was just like so
Good
funny
for
to
her.
me to see them. Yeah. It was,
Yeah. I think that would have been cool to see because I think the way that it comes across in the actual footage is that like she wasn't listening to anything he was saying. She was just
Yes.
waiting for the moment they parked. And
Ooh, that's
so
a good point.
I would have loved to see, okay, she actually was engaging. She was caring about what he was saying. It was just like the moment she knew what the deal was when they parked.
Yes, exactly. And keep in mind too, that's a great point because at this point when they're at home, they have not had this like discussion or like they're not on their way to City Hall so she can like finagle her way into it. At this point she's like, okay, we've decided that we're, gonna be just at home, whatever, fine. I'll try to like understand. Yeah, she was very caring and really trying hard. It was kind of like Cones of Dunshire where she was like, oh, this is great, but I don't
Yeah.
get it.
How many cones are you trying to get? Like,
When do you go back to work?
yeah. Exactly.
So, like we just said, yeah, Leslie, immediately when they get on City Hall property, Leslie tells Ben that she put together 158 reasons why the Chard people should have their license revoked. Then she made Toffee surprise, and the surprise is the toffee, which I think that's really funny.
Yeah.
Because it's literally in the name, so it's not really a surprise, but
Yeah.
still love it. And she was like, you can eat that when you revoke their license. Good day, colleague.
Which I was like, girl, is that not bribery?
Oh, that's true. I never thought about that. That's funny.
Oh my gosh. I was like, uh-oh.
Yeah. I love Ben's like, okay.
Yeah.
Like, you're insane. But as I was watching this, as she exited the vehicle and Ben's left staring at her, I was like, what did you expect, Ben? Honestly.
For real.
Like, you should know better.
You know what you married.
Yeah.
You know, man.
So this is when we move on to Chris coming in to ask Anne how she's doing. And she's like, all right, you asked for it. All right. And Chris doesn't know how to handle it, so he just tries to solve everything. Then he talks too much about nipples. He got the nipple kit from the Nipple King.
Oh.
I love Anne's reaction face. Like I said, I think this is a great episode.
She does so well.
Like, yeah, Rashida did a wonderful job with all of this ranting and feeling like, fuck you.
Yeah.
I love it.
I love that he has another point where he has to say nipple. And he's like, but she asked me to stop saying nipple. And he comes up with boob hat.
Boob hats. Oh my god. So weird.
Yeah. Super weird.
I think that's where Anne had her reaction face where she was like, what the fuck?
Yeah. What's going on?
So this is where Anne loses it again and buys wine and cheese for the Whine and Cheese Club because it's an emergency, and I think it's hilarious. And she's like, "Sit down. Let's talk about vomit."
I do it all day, folks. It's so rough.
Oh my god.
I see both sides here. Like I can see Tom and Jerry and Donna being like, this was a sacred spot for us to complain. Like, and now you're ruining it. And this is not our schedule. Now you've taken over this thing that was ours.
Yes.
But then I also understand Anne doesn't really have anyone right now to go to. Like she would go to Leslie, but Leslie's busy. And so it's like she was like, this is what I needed. They gave me what I needed. And it's like a drug you coming back. Yeah. So
oh my god, that's true.
Yeah, I see both sides here, but I understand why they're frustrated.
Yeah. Yeah, she took over. But
Yeah.
yeah, she has nowhere else to go. You're right. So, anyhow, okay, so the band is Mouse Rats practicing for the kids' party, and the band didn't know that they were playing for 6-year-olds because they're playing Sex is Cool. Then he suggests Sex in Space, Drunk Off Our Asses, all these things that are really inappropriate. I think this is my favorite line. Like, Dave Grohl might be there. He might be
Yeah.
anywhere. He's unpredictable.
We have no idea. There's no way of
Which is
knowing.
absolutely true. We have no way of knowing.
Yeah.
Shaq might be there.
Oh, I love it so much.
And
Andy.
this is the full band. So we've got Alan Yang, who's the bass player, Burley, who we've talked to, and Mark Rivers, who wrote primarily all of Mouse Rat's songs that we know and love, as far as like the ones he plays at the Unity concert and all that kind of stuff. He's leaving to go to rabbinical school because he hates all the drama, which I think is really funny and random.
But Andy thinks it's umbilical school.
Yeah, or umbilical.
Umbilical school.
Yeah.
I just can't. It's so funny. But valid. Like, if I was trying to be like in an actual rock band and I found out we were going to play for 6-year-olds, I'd kind of be like, okay, like my time could be better used somewhere else too.
Yeah. And the sad part is, I mean, well, probably not. But I was going to say, maybe if Andy had told them up front, like, we're just doing this to get some money, like maybe they would have done it. But at the same time, I also feel like the way Burley's reacting is like, no, we're not going to do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You think, like, we're in season 6, so it's been 6 years, and a lot happens in 6 years for you to kind of like grow up and realize where your priorities are. And, sometimes we have to unfortunately, as adults, we have to let things go because we have to stay alive. And it's like, so things they might have been willing to do in season 1 are probably not things they're willing to do now that we're in season 6.
Yeah, that's fair. Or the other way around of like with Andy anyway. It's like in season 1 I wouldn't have done this because I'm like too cool for school, but now in season 6 I'm like maybe I'll try it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So now we're back at City Hall, and Ben is saying that the rules for what Leslie said for the Chard people for farmers market is specifically targeting Chard, so they're not necessarily reasonable rules, and so he doesn't know if he can move forward with this. And Leslie is like, well, look, too bad because the train has left the station. And we're like, what? And that's when the Chard man comes in, and Leslie already said that the license was getting revoked. And I was like, Leslie, no.
Yeah. She took too much initiative. I think seeing the position Ben's in, I think she just kind of assumed that she'd be supported in her decision. Mm-hmm. And so she just went with it, and it's going to kind of backfire a little bit.
Yeah, 100%. And this guy reasons with them like, yo, have you ever even had Chard? Like, how do I sell this, And this is so true. I thought this was really interesting because, I mean, this is true of any circumstance, but here lately, especially since I've moved back, and I know my mom knows / is close personal friends with so many people who have farms. Farms are not making money. Like, you have to do what you have to do, essentially. And I 100% understand that. People want to sell their farmland because, like he said, and that's what's so funny, I don't know if they knew someone or if they just knew the research or what the fuck, but so many farmers, especially his age, like 50 and below, 40 and below, our age, inherited them. They did not ask for this.
Right.
Like, they inherited the farms and they're not making money now, so what do I do? And then people get pissed because they want to sell them to a subdivision or whatever the fuck because they do not want this. And while you do need to think about, like, how is this going to impact the community? For example, one of the, oh my gosh, that's a whole thing here, which I'm sure is happening all over the place. Some farmers are wanting to sell their land to data centers, which is very controversial. And make your own opinions about that. But it's like, it is your land technically, so you technically can do whatever the fuck you want with it, especially if you're not making money now. However, that's a whole other thing, because there's like environmental impacts, and like you are really impacting society in your small fucking town by doing the data center thing. However, I understand that it's hard. But anyway, my point is that, like, Leslie, you don't understand that, like, you have to do what you have to do to sell what's on your farm. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I don't think that she is relating to anyone at this point. She didn't even talk to the dude. I had that in my notes too, where I was like, couldn't you like make, and we get there with a
Right.
compromise at the end. But I was like, Leslie,
That should have been the first
I know
step.
this is your, right. I was like, I know this is your character, but you've got to slow it down, honey. You've got to at least have a fucking conversation.
Yeah.
This is not going to fly in Congress. Well, maybe it will because Congress has no rules either. But, you know.
For real. No, I think this is another situation where we see her. She just like tunnel vision. She knows where she wants to be. And the thing is she's such a caring person and she cares about people's lives and everything. But if she gets an idea in her head, she runs right past those people because she sees, I got to get it done, you know?
Yeah. And while she has made strides, there is still sometimes I think that innate thought / action of her being a bulldozer, like Anne called her in whatever season that was before Smallest Park. And so I think that she has made a lot of like growth, but there are certain things where like, you know, when she really feels passionate about something, she is going to do it whether you like it or not. And I think that now, which we'll talk about when they're in the fountain, they're just really trying to understand this new dynamic. But even without, I mean, which is, you know, that's a whole other, I feel like that's twofold. Like that's one section of it, and then the other section is even if Ben wasn't city manager and she didn't have a marriage relationship whatever with the city manager, she'd still need to talk to somebody before doing this. But maybe she felt, like you said, she felt a little bit more encouraged and like enlightened to make the decision for Ben because he is meant to support her during all things no matter what. So maybe if Chris was still city manager, she would have at least waited for his approval.
Yeah.
But probably not. Who knows?
I think she did some things when Chris was city manager too, where it was like friend privilege.
Yes.
So,
yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Well, but then Ben kind of, you know, calms things down and was like, look, we're not revoking your license. It's totally fine. We'll talk to you in a second. Yeah. And Leslie, I love that Leslie makes an approval pen called Leslie is Right. And it's this big red pen with just her like label maker.
Yeah. It's so good. I want one of those.
So then we move on to Donna coming into the Whine and Cheese Club with a cigar and sushi to get Anne out because she bulldozed at this point.
Yeah.
Anne did.
She bulldozed. Yep.
And yeah, like I said, great Anne episode when she like comes in through the window and goes crazy. Monster in the window.
Yeah. Yeah. And I love this, like, you know, Donna taking her group back, taking her outlet back, but she still sees the problem and she's going to do something, like, because that's who she is. You know, she's like, don't touch my thing, but like, I'll help you. So
100%.
Yeah.
So Ben and Leslie previously had scheduled a 6 p.m. meeting to discuss this license revoking, and Larry shows up at the meeting instead of Ben, and Leslie does, first of all, such a good scream when she is like
frustrated.
Enraged.
Yeah.
Yes. Also, I know that this is like not a big deal, but I love that they give Jerry food every single time he has a scene that's like seemingly important.
Yeah.
Like when Anne and Chris told him that they were getting engaged, he was like eating crackers, and it's just like this weird thing where it seems so casual to Jerry.
Yes, I love it. I think for me, I also saw it as Ben kept him here from his family at dinner time, so he's eating a burger
so
by himself.
Yes, for this ungrateful Leslie to come in and yell at him.
Yeah. So I hope he went home and had dessert with Gail.
Me too. But yeah, so very good rage acting from Leslie and Anne in this episode. Very proud of them.
Yes, for sure.
So now they're fighting, Ben and Leslie are fighting about what exactly is and is not City Hall property so they can continue to talk about the work, and Ben just takes off running, which I think is hilarious. I also love this as one of my favorite lines. I don't know which one, but they're in the fountain and she's like, "You can't escape City Hall, fool." Maybe I just like the reading of it. I don't know.
It is good reading.
It's so good.
Delivery.
And it's also like a really good reminder, you guys, that the government is everywhere. And while this city hall is trying to help you, not everyone is, first of all. But secondly, that's what it was built for, to like give you infrastructure, give you nice fountains and roads and streets and bridges and all that kind of stuff. So it is really interesting of a, visualization of where exactly, even though you're on like the private property of Chase Bank, like the water has to come from somewhere.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's very interesting.
Makes you think about some stuff,
Mm-hmm.
So.
So Chris is going on a night jog, which I find abhorrent.
Yeah.
Not for Chris, but for me. I'm like, what would you ever find good about that?
Yeah, I did that in college for sure. But like as
Did
an
you?
adult, yeah. But
Oh my God.
like that's like because you had an early morning class and now it's the afternoon, it's like 4 and in Boston it would get, dark early in the fall
Right.
and it's like, okay, I'm going for a run. But like now, hell no, you're not gonna catch me at the gym or anywhere. Like at the end of the day, I'm like, I'm laying down, I'm sitting down, or I'm not often laying down because the child needs things, but
Right.
I'm not going on a run.
Trying your best to rest and
I'm
not
trying my best.
exert your energy that way.
Yeah.
But I mean, look, I was going to say I'm not judging people that do that, but I am. I just think that it's okay if you do. It's fine. I'm really proud of you, actually. Maybe I'm even jealous. Maybe that's why. I don't know.
Oh, yeah. I don't know.
I
It
do
is
want to
very
get a
Chris.
walking pad. It's very Chris.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to get a walking pad for next year because like as one of my New Year's situations, because I just feel like with it being so cold, it's really hard. And also not even just being cold. Now that I'm in a rural area, have to drive somewhere to walk at a park, which is great in some circumstances. But sometimes I just want to get on the little treadmill during work hours maybe and knock out some steps. So
there's
I could see doing that at night instead of going outside.
Yeah. There's definitely like some people that have like walking treadmills at their desks.
Yeah.
And they just, it's like, okay, I have 30 minutes. I'm going to answer all my emails. I'm going to do all this stuff. And you get, you walk a little over a mile.
Yeah.
It's nice.
Totally. But Chris is being safe about it at least, which I appreciated, like with his little flasher thing and like all the things he's like visible. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think it also just makes him look ridiculous, which is what they were going for.
100%. Yes, that's it. But anyhow, so the point of this, before we got on our tangent, was that Tom and Donna are trying to tell Chris that he needs to just listen to Anne. Like, stop trying to solve the problems, which is a classic relationship issue, regardless of if you're pregnant or not.
Yeah.
I think also parents do this too. And friendships too. But, I'm just saying, like, it doesn't matter really what kind of relationship it is. I feel like sometimes people just want to solve things because you love your partner so much that you really want to help them. But sometimes you can have a happy medium where you're just like, that sucks. And then you can, like, talk about solutions if they want to talk about solutions. It has to be for them.
Yeah.
Or you can, like, gently ease into, like, what if you tried this? But for the first part, you need to say, that sucks and that's terrible. And that's just, like, the truly, like, definition of empathizing with someone. Right now, Chris has no idea what it's like to walk in her shoes. And is not even trying to see what it's like to walk in her shoes. He's just trying to fix the problem. Whereas if he was empathizing a little bit more, he'd be like, oh, I could imagine how that sucks. You know?
Yeah. I would hate that if that was happening to me.
Yeah. And I'm not super sure why Ron is there. I think that's just like a funny little side note because
they brought the whole
of the
team.
iPod thing. Yeah. They brought the whole Whine and Cheese Club. Except for, was Jerry there? No. Because he was doing
Leslie
his little and Ben's thing.
Yeah. He was handling the Ben Leslie drama.
Oh my God, though. Remember iPods?
Oh my gosh, yeah. Those things were huge.
I love this rectangle. I love that he says that. That's so funny.
Yeah. Tom put all my records on this rectangle.
And they play one right after the other.
Yeah.
This is an excellent
rectangle.
Yeah.
It's such a classic Ron scene in my head.
It's so good. But yeah, honestly, great advice. Yeah, we want someone to commiserate with us. And yeah. So I'm glad that they kind of helped in that regard.
Agreed.
So, and I think it's also good too that Chris, like, takes the advice faster than I would have anticipated him to. I feel like he needed some time to adjust, obviously, but I'm glad that he tried it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Oh my gosh. This line that Leslie says when they're in the fountain is something I think about all the time because I feel like I really relate to it, and I feel like you could relate to it too. Most women can. When Leslie's like, that's crazy. I'm super chill all the time.
All the time. Yes.
I just love that line, and the way that it's said, very rageful and not chill, is classic.
Is everything.
I
Yeah.
feel it in my bones. We want so badly to be chill and like, I'm super chill, whatever. You don't even understand. Like, it's totally fine. But that's not the energy we give at all, because it's just not who we are.
Yeah. I love it. I love it.
Me too. Back to your point, though, Ben makes a really good point about like not listening to him, and that's kind of what was going on without the deleted scene. That's kind of what we think is happening, where she's just like jumping to conclusions and not really communicating, and they have to find this new dynamic, especially about how to be a good partner to Leslie, but also be fair and reasonable as a city manager. And I kind of had this note too, where I feel like Leslie's job is so wrapped up in her personality already kind of who she is, like, so it's easier for her to not really go back and forth between like, this is me as a person and this is me as like city hall director, whereas Ben has to kind of have a different approach, because he's supposed to be nonpartisan, like not taking sides and kind of strict and lay down the law, but also like, fair and reasonable, whereas his personal life, I do feel like he's more of like, I'm just always on Leslie's side. Like, I mean, I will see the other side of it, of course, but I always want to be on Leslie's side. I always want to be on my friend's side, kind of thing. So I feel like his job isn't as wrapped up in like who he is as a person / who he is to other people, whereas Leslie doesn't really have that much like gray. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's a great point. Yeah.
They're in uncharted territory.
Yes. I love that they bring the funny back to laugh together for a moment. Yeah.
I learned from the best.
So cute.
And I just love that they solve it together, and it's really precious, and I just love seeing them again. Like, I feel like a lot of times, was it in season 6 that Jim and Pam, what season was that where they had their like rough patch? Maybe that was like
9
8.
is the last season.
9. Okay. Oh, okay. I was thinking like maybe season 6, 7 is like where the main character relationship has to like fuck around a little bit because you need to shake it up.
Yeah, season 8.
But I love that we never got that from Leslie and Ben.
Yeah,
I mean I think it's because it's like kind of woven into every day. Like every day they have to go through something and overcome it.
Yeah, I think Jim and Pam were such a status quo, like average, no drama people that like. Their relationship needed to show that it was like a regular relationship. No relationship is completely like how Pam and Jim's looked like from the outside.
True.
And so I think they needed to make some realistic pieces of it of like they grew together, but now they're starting to grow apart situation. Yeah. Whereas, Leslie and Ben, they had already grown into who they were before they got married.
Yeah, I agree
and
with
so we're just seeing the natural, like, Leslie's super up here and Ben's kind of here, the natural tussle of that.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, that's a fair point. I still love that scene when Jim is about to go and like Pam gives his umbrella or something and they hug outside the car. That's a really special scene that lives in my mind.
I agree. Yeah. They did they played it beautiful. It was rough.
That was really tough. Especially like now watching it, I'm like, desensitized maybe, but when we were first watching it,
I was crying.
I was like, oh fuck.
Yeah.
Like what? But they did a great job.
Yeah, they did.
I hated both of them, to be honest. Like like as you go through, I think as you get older too, I think you're just like, I fucking hate both of the ways that you're handling this.
Yeah. Like you're both in the wrong here.
Ugh, so hard. So hard. Anyway, different podcast, okay?
But we know we love The Office too.
Yes. All right, so now we're at the kids' party finally. I love this so much. Andy thinks that changing the word bears instead of hair, not sex, is what he should do. Oh my God. And Craig is going crazy. The social status of this kid will be defined forever. I love that they depict that in TV shows. They did that in Modern Family too, where they're like, oh my God, what's her face in the 3rd grade is coming and she never comes and you're going to be really popular if you stick with her.
Yeah. It's so sad hilarious. That's how early they worry about it.
Totally. Andy already had cake, by the way, which is also terrible.
Oh my gosh. It's so bad, but
Crazy.
It's so wonderful.
I know. That cake looks fucking amazing.
It does.
Like, how much money did they spend on that? I don't know.
It looks so good though, but like internally, that's what I want to do.
Yeah, totally.
So,
So now April is being really supportive and wonderful as well, like saying you can do this by yourself, you can make up songs, whatever. Because yeah, going out there with nothing prepared is like, oh my God, what do I do? So April did a really good job. I also love that they shout no when he says, "Are you ready?" And they're like,
yeah.
"No."
No. Such a kid thing.
Totally. And I did not know that Johnny Karate came from Craig. I totally
Yeah.
forgot that part.
Yeah, I clocked that probably because I've watched the series through a couple times since we started analyzing. Because you watch
Oh,
an
yeah.
episode and the next one starts, and you're like, okay, I'll just keep watching.
Totally.
And so, yeah, it's probably like two run-throughs ago. I was like, no way, that's where it
Yeah.
came from.
And his magical guitar stick. I love that.
Yeah, it's great. That's awesome.
So fun.
Yeah, I also love April
Um,
being like, have you not lost it?
Right. Is this not you losing it? Like,
Yeah.
what?
Oh man.
And then Andy turns out to do such a good job, and it's so wonderful. I do wonder how much of all of this was improvised, because I just feel like this is so Chris Pratt. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
And
absolutely.
like I said, so this is what I was talking about at the beginning. There was a really long improvised scene where he's like including the kids so much more than what they show on air. They do a bunch of other songs. And there was one where they do like a 2-minute long summary / song of the movie Sudden Death with Jean-Claude Van Damme. And it's basically like during election or the debate night rather, where, he does the Roadhouse summary and
Yeah.
he's like,
Gosh,
but he
yeah.
does that in song essentially to the kids.
Oh my gosh.
And then he's
That's
also
so awesome.
including I know, it's crazy. And then he's also including them in oh yeah, he has like a fart song or something, and he's telling them each to make a fart noise. And it just seemed so like Pratt / not scripted. And
Yeah.
it was very, and I've said this before, I think, not a ton, but like it's very Jack Black coded as well. Like
Yeah.
so funny and
That's
random and like jokey and kid funny. So yeah, I thought that he did a really good job. So I would love to know how much was improvised or not.
Yeah.
Or if they gave him like general ideas. Also during that Jean-Claude Van Damme thing, it was really funny because some of the parents were looking at him like, what? Because that movie is like very violent and bad.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh my God, that's so funny.
Oh my gosh. It's just also very authentic. It comes across very authentic.
Yes.
Like these are his people.
Yes. That's so true. Yeah. He is a 5-year-old.
Yes, he is.
I love that he said everybody pees the bed. That's a really fun song.
Yeah, that's a good one.
And the line of "Don't play with matches. Your parents keep them in a drawer
Drawer
with
with
twist ties and
ties
batteries."
which they do. That's
Yep.
real.
And then he brings back Burt Macklin with the Stinky Feet Patrol. It goes off so well. It's so good.
Yeah.
Love it.
It's really, really well done.
And
Yeah.
he thinks it costed him $150.
Yeah.
Pfft.
That'll be a
This
very
is so
sweet
fun.
surprise at the end of the day.
Exactly. So Chris takes the advice that Donna and Tom gave him and says that sucks to Anne, and it really works. And, it's nice that Chris tries to like apologize or whatever, and Anne kind of comes around to the idea that she already did. Like, I know you're trying to be helpful and I love you, but
Mhm.
also I can't stand it. So don't be sorry, but like, you're the best baby daddy. And that was a nice moment.
Yeah. Very nice. Full circle moment.
Yeah. So Craig now pays him a compliment and says, like, you're doing really well, or you did really well, or whatever. And a parent at the party asks if Andy / Johnny Karate can play at her son's party, which is so exciting. Like, this is how it happens. Everybody,
Yeah.
kind of snowballs. This mom is played by Kelly Pendergraft. Pendergraft. So sorry, Kelly. And her character name, get this, her character name is Gretzky Susan Pellegrino.
Gretzy's her first name?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's so, I think they were just mix and matching names, but
Isn't
anyway, she's
Pellegrino
been
an
a lot
alcohol?
isn't it the sparkling water?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is. You're right.
Anyway, she's been a lot of things. Kelly has been in American Crime Story, Obliterated, which is a TV show, Jane the Virgin, Good Kids, which I believe is a movie with Ashley Judd, like so many things. She's also the producer / co-founder. I'm going to pronounce this wrong and I'm very sorry. Crescit, Crescit, EUNDO Studios in New Mexico. So that's really cool. Lots of movies at festivals and all the things. So that was a fun role for her to do. And like we talked about before, April, the wonderful partner / manager she is, ups the price and says, like, I think you could make a career out of this. Like, I think you could do this.
Yeah. Putting some belief in him, and that's awesome.
Yeah, and I mean, it's a good point. Like, even though it sucks, like, I was supposed to be this, but now I'm this, which is, like, kind of exactly, I mean, obviously a little bit different, but what we were talking about with Leslie not being on city council anymore, like, you know, in Leslie's case, maybe it's dream bigger, but in Andy's case, maybe it's just, like, dream different. You know what I mean? Or bigger could mean so many things. Like, maybe bigger means, like, being able to actually sing and make money at this and, like, have fun. But I think about that all the time, and I'm sure people not in a creative field think about this too, but, like, especially in the creative field, I feel like you have so many, like, expectations for yourself of, like, this is where I want to be, this is the thing I want to check off my list, and this is how successful I want to be or whatever. And you don't always think about, like, you know, I'm still doing the thing. Like, this is the thing. Like, he's still singing, he's still having fun, he's playing guitar, he's, like, making money. And who cares? Like, you can still pursue other things in the meantime. I think that's, like, the thing that people forget. It's like, even if you're using this as your way to, like, kind of try something new and make money, like, I get that the tunnel vision is, like, my goal was to be here, though, but now I'm over here. So, like, how do I compartmentalize that? Which is exactly what Leslie was doing. But it's, you know, loosen your grip on it, you know?
Yeah.
It's just, like,
you got to be flexible.
It's so hard. It's so hard.
It is very
Oh my
hard.
God. Especially, yeah, like, I mean, I know I already said it, but yeah, especially when you had that goal of, like Leslie had, you know, like, this is the thing for my life. It doesn't have to be.
Yeah.
It's just hard.
It's very hard.
Look, you have to just really think outside the box, and which is something I've had to do for a very long time, and it's so hard. It's really, really hard. But, you know, to everyone else, you're a success. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, and to April's point, he had fun, which is really important because I think a lot of times we lose sight of that.
Yep. Absolutely.
Also, I love this moment when she says, "You've never been sexier than when singing to those kids," and it made me laugh out loud when he was like, "Really? That's weird." Like, he doesn't get it.
Yeah, I know, and it's such a sweet comment coming from her.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So now we get to Leslie apologizing to the Chard man. And she's like, I shouldn't have done that. And this is where we talked about where they did come up with a compromise of farmer's market after dark, which basically turns the farmer's market into a club. They bring the lights down, have the music, have the dancing. It really is a good idea. And I think it's also really good for other vendors, which I think is a point that the Chard man made a while ago. But it does bring in business. But like Leslie said, and I know Leslie was like jumping the gun, but it is a little bit of a gray area because it's like in sexiness in front of the underage people is not appropriate. For families, maybe not. But yeah, I think this was a good compromise.
Yeah, I agree. I think this could have been the end game if they just had a conversation before anything else.
100%. And the vendors that want to stay for After Dark can absolutely stay, I think, you know, and the ones who don't can pack it up.
Yeah.
I don't know if they did like kids aren't allowed at this time after this hour or whatever.
Could be like an 18 and up situation.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Or like, I guess the parents can be in charge of if they think that, you know, it's inappropriate for their family, whatever. But I like this compromise.
Yeah, me too.
Well, that's the end of my notes. Did you have any other notes for this one?
No, we hit all of them.
Okay. Oh my gosh, that was such a good episode. I really love Farmer's Market. Like I said, I feel like it's such a good moment that it started so much as far as like the dynamic between Ben and Leslie, Johnny Karate we see for the first time. Like, oh my gosh, Rashida's rounding out her pregnancy, which is wild.
Yeah, crazy.
Chris and Ann are rounding out their time here, which is sad.
I know, so sad.
But it's okay. We'll get there.
Yeah. We will.
Well, thanks everyone for listening. Please don't forget to rate, review, subscribe, all the things. Hope you have a wonderful holiday season. I'm not sure at this point what our schedule is, but we'll be back and it'll be great.
Yes. We're just going to go enjoy some time with our family for the holidays, as you all should. Those who you, family and friends, those who you hold dear.
And if you're on a road trip, be careful.
Yes.
If you're traveling in the air, be careful.
Please, please.
Okay. Okay, talk to you guys soon. Bye.
Bye. Yeah.
There's a park and some pals, and there's also therapy too.